What's up, everybody? This is podcast Gameoverse episode 127 for Saturday, November the 19th, 2022. I am Wasabi Ice Cream, joined as always by my dude Rick. What's up?
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Rick here. I'm excited. Not a lot happened this week, but I played a ton of games I can't wait to talk about. But let's start where we always start, man. Tell the people what you've been playing, Wasabi.
I got a GPD Win Max 2. You hear about this? You hear about this one?
Yeah, you were talking about it last week. You're all excited for it. It
Oh,
looked dope as
yeah.
hell.
Yeah. It finally came in.
Yeah, is it dope?
It's pretty much, it rounds the corner on my whole like Chinese handheld thing. This one is probably like the end game of Chinese handhelds because
It's a laptop, right? It's like a
it's
laptop
a
with a
laptop.
controller.
It's a tiny laptop with Xbox controls built into it. So
Yeah, it's cool as hell. It looks weird, but it's fucking cool.
it's a
Like it's really neat.
it's a full on laptop, but yeah, it's got just controls in it, and they're not bad controls. They're better than you think. It's basically like the D-pad and the buttons are all like Vita buttons, so they have that like little like tactile like click to them.
Yeah.
The sticks and the triggers are all like Hall effect, like magnetic, so you get no stick drift. It's like perfect sensitivity all throughout the entire range.
Works like the first time every time.
Yeah. And then like it's super powerful, man.
Yeah.
It's like I loaded up a bunch of games onto it just to like try it out, and it like does everything that I need it to do like flawlessly. So it's like really fucking good. Because originally I was gonna get a Steam Deck, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know if Steam Deck just seems it's like too big for what I would like to do with it. It's too big and too limited. If I'm gonna get something that's just if I just want to play games on the thing, I want something I can just slide in my pocket. And if I'm gonna get something that's like gonna try to be a PC, then I want to get a little bit more functionality of it. So
Yeah.
this thing does. It's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, you can
Because
like play a game on this and do your taxes. It's
yeah,
dope.
yeah, it's a straight up laptop, and it has
Yeah.
like uh, it has storage too. It's super expandable. So it comes with like 2 terabytes of SSD. Then I slapped another SSD in there for another terabyte. It has a full size SD slot, so I got another terabyte of that. And then
Jesus.
it's got a micro SD slot, so I got another terabyte there. So I've got 5 terabytes just loaded
Oh my
onto this
God.
thing.
My God, man, slow down. I can only get so erect.
It's got like a bunch of USB ports. It's got full size HDMI out. Um, it's got like everything you would ever need, and more. So, uh, it's like great. So that came in, and then I just started loading stuff up on it, and it has just straight up Windows 11 preloaded onto it. And if you're watching the stream right now, actually, I'm playing like the Linus Tech Tips did a video on it too, which is pretty good. So if you're curious about it, you can check out his video. It's pretty in depth. But I loaded up Steam. So Steam. I think we talked about it last week. Steam put out in their beta, um, their like beta branch has the Steam OS big picture mode in it. So what I did is I loaded that up on this thing, so it has like Steam OS built into Steam itself in the Steam client. So you can just load Steam up, load the Steam OS big picture mode, and then it's basically just like a Steam Deck, but better because it's just running
Yeah.
Windows. So I loaded up all kinds of shit. So I was able to test out like Steam OS too on this thing, and that's like great too. I can't wait for that to actually like fully launch on the just Steam desktop because it works fantastically. Um, and then I loaded up the EA client. So if you remember in the past, I talked about someone hijacking my EA account and
Yes.
linking it to their uh they hijacked my Xbox account and linked it to their EA account. So
Yeah, I remember that.
I couldn't use the Game Pass EA Play stuff because my Xbox account was linked to their account. So I found a way. I hacked the system, dude. Fucking I installed EA Play on this new thing and it gives you options to log in using different accounts. So you can log in using your Xbox account. So I was like, I wonder if I log into my Xbox account, if it'll log me into that guy's EA account.
Yeah.
And as long as he doesn't have like two factor on or anything, I can like fuck with his account. And sure enough, dude. Sure
Fuck
enough,
yes.
I got into his account and I didn't fuck with his account or anything. All I did was I just went in there and unlinked my Xbox account from his account. Because like years ago, this was back in like 2017, like my Xbox account got hacked for like some FIFA
Yeah.
shit. Um,
I remember that
at
because
least
he
that's
did
what I
that and like
like.
linked the EA with it. I
Yeah,
remember it was a nightmare because like when they linked up when they finally did the team up or whatever with EA, there's all these EA games I was talking about. You couldn't play any of them. You
yeah,
couldn't link
yeah,
your shit. And the guy kept asking, "Oh, what was the last like game you bought?" And you're like, "Are you listening to me? Like, it was hacked. I don't fucking know
yeah.
what they bought."
So I looked into his account. It turned out it was Mass Effect 2 or 3. I think it was Mass Effect 3 was like the only game on this guy's account somehow. I don't know what the fuck. Like it didn't even show FIFA was on his account, which was the thing that got my account hacked. But apparently, it wasn't even in his account. So I don't know.
You're a much bigger person than I am. I would have taken his shit, set up two-factor authentication. If his credit card was on there, I would have run it for some more games. Like I
Yeah.
would have fucked this dude up. So you're a way better person than I am. You're a
He
much bigger
hasn't used
person
the
than I am.
account. He hasn't even used the account, so I don't even think he even knows. Uh, fucking, he hasn't even used the shit. So I was like, there's no point.
We keep assuming he, but it could be a woman. Probably a dude though.
Oh yeah, we don't want to.
Like
Yeah,
we
good
don't want to
call.
assume, but stealing someone's shit, that's dude behavior.
Yeah,
Let's be
a
honest
woman
here.
wouldn't go so low as that. So
They could, they're capable, but
they're
you know,
capable, but I wouldn't.
yeah, it's a dude trait to just like play FIFA and steal another guy's shit.
Yeah.
It's the
So
FIFA that gives it away. That's a man who's a virgin.
yeah.
I got all that from the FIFA.
So I linked
Yeah.
I got that sorted out. I linked my Xbox account. And then I found out my PlayStation account was also linked to a different EA account, which I was like,
What?
what the fuck is this?
What is
So
going on? Jesus.
so I was like, okay, let's do the same thing with the PlayStation account. So I logged out, logged back in using my PlayStation credentials,
Yeah.
and I guess like at some point I played an EA game on like PS4 or something, and it just asked maybe it just I had a different account or something in EA, or like made a temp account because it was only it was my account, but it was just a different EA account for some reason. I don't know what the fuck it was. So I unlinked that one, linked it to my actual EA account, and yeah, now all of my EA shit is sorted out. It's all good now.
That's fucking beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
I loaded up some Burnout Paradise remastered on this laptop. Runs beautifully. Everything maxed out. I was like, oh, this is great. Uh, yeah, and it was great. Loaded up Game Pass on this thing. Played some Persona 5. Ran great. Everything maxed out. I was like,
Great.
this thing is a fucking beast. And not only is it like running stuff like mostly like maxed out, but I have it like down. I like underclocked it so it would run cooler because since you're like holding this thing, it like builds up heat and shit. So I was like, I wonder if I can like run it at like 15 watts because that's what the Steam Deck runs at. This thing I think runs by default. This thing runs at like 28, and I was like, oh, I wonder if I could like just bring it down a little so it runs cooler. So I brought it down. It's still running shit like really really well. It's crazy. I'm not even running. I'm running at like 20% less maybe than it's like
That's
baseline.
insane. Wow.
Uh, so like I loaded up Elden Ring on it, ran it fine. Sorry if I like mute. I got a
No,
little
that's all right.
cough. But yeah, Elden Ring ran it fine. I load that up, killed a boss, and I was like, wow. uh, yeah, I loaded up all kinds of shit. I loaded up a little Signalis and got past the point that I was stuck on, and I was like, wow, this is great. Uh, then I played Bro Tato. Bro Tato was the
Rotate.
last thing I loaded up last night. I loaded that up. So Bro Tato is it's new, it's brand new, it's still in early access, but it's a survivors, it's a vampire survivors. You're a potato and you have guns, and it's wave based. So you do like waves of like 1 minute. I think they're like 1 minute long waves, and you get more kills you get like experience points. You can level up. Then when you level up, you can pick like a passive trait, and then after every wave, you can spend your currency to buy more guns and upgrades for uh and upgrades basically items they call them.
So I just got into Vampire Survivor like over this week, and it's fucking dope. Does it do the when I talk about that in a little bit, but does it do the Vampire Survivor thing where like the experience points are like dropped? So
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
you gotta get into the horde to like get your experience for the kills you got.
Yeah, but it doesn't so it get after every wave completes, it just absorbs all the dropped shit. But
Okay.
if you pick it up, you get double. So
Ooh.
yeah,
Okay.
so
That's where the risk is. I
yeah, it
like that.
incentivizes you to get in there and pick it up.
I
But
like that.
yeah, you can't just wait it out. And since it's wave based, it's much smaller than Vampire Survivors. It's a closed off arena, so you can't just like run away infinitely.
Yeah.
So it's like a
Vampire
small.
Survivor does this weird thing where like it's infinite, but it also like, loops back around.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
Hanna-Barbera cartoon. It's a trip. I love it.
um,
I love it.
so Brotato was just like
Potato.
that was just one of the new games I played, but like I loaded up with like a bunch of stuff on this thing just to like test out the controls and test out the power. Elden Ring was probably the most intense thing I loaded up on this thing, and it like ran it
Yeah.
well. It ran it like at like everything on high, and I was like, what the fuck is like this is crazy. Path of Exile, which is like notoriously uh poorly optimized, ran well. I load up DJ Max, like a rhythm game, just so I can test those buttons. And it's fine.
It's
Um,
good. So the refresh rate's good on it then, like the responsiveness is
yeah.
good. That's really good. Wow.
I load up
Fuck.
that East game. I got East and loaded up on this thing, ran it fine. So
Did you get a
um,
lot of time into East? Like what'd you think of it?
I didn't get a lot of time into it because it like the opening is like well, first of all, the way it starts is it expects you to. It's like it 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 it's like what is it like East 8 or something?
Yeah.
It 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 acts like it's like the eighth game, and
Yeah,
so
it's
I'm
like
like,
everyone knows who he is. He's like this big like adventurer.
yeah,
Like everyone knows, like it doesn't outright reference it, but the game like has callbacks to fans that like will goes completely over my head in the beginning. Because people are like jerking him off, like how great his like achievements are. I'm like, I don't know any of this shit. Like, whatever.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I didn't really get deep into it because like the opening is like super long and boring.
Oh
So I was
yeah.
like, I was trying to skip everything, and yeah, I didn't really get
Yeah,
into anything.
once you get on the island, like it's the game opens up, it's much better. Like it's fucking dope.
Yeah, so I'll
Still
have to.
playing that.
But yeah, if you're in the market for something that is, in my opinion, better than a Steam Deck. Now, I think the advantage of a Steam Deck is that it's, you know, it's cheaper. It's significantly cheaper.
The
Uh,
price point starting for Steam Deck's like what, like 600? Starting for this GDP
no,
is like a thousand.
600's like the top tier Steam Deck.
Oh,
Like that thing starts at like 300, I think, for like the bottom
oh,
one.
okay.
So
But for GDP, I think the start is like what, like a thousand
it
ninety,
starts at like
thousand
a
fifty.
thousand, yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
twice the price, but it's more powerful than the Steam Deck. It's more versatile than the Steam Deck.
Yeah. I mean, if you're
I
already thinking like if you're already in the market for a laptop and
yeah
like a Steam Deck, like this is like a
yeah
good middle ground. It's the best of both
yeah.
worlds.
And I didn't have a laptop, so I was like I could benefit from this.
Yeah, that's why
J-
I would get it.
yeah
I want a laptop. making an excuse to like get a laptop forever. Like this is it.
yeah. So GPD Win Max 2. It gets my thumbs up of approval, dude. I'm getting more. It's very impressive how
It's
good it
good.
is. Yeah.
It's good. You're
So
getting the mileage out of it. That's awesome.
yeah yeah.
I was waiting for your review on it because I want to hear what you thought about it before I started looking at it too. And it
Yeah.
sounds like you're having a good time.
Yeah, there's a lot of videos on YouTube. Like I said, Linus has a video on it. Uh, if you know who ETA Prime is, he has a video. The Fox has several videos on it. So uh, if you now my only like main complaint about it is that it does get hot on the bottom. Like if you're playing like something real heavy, uh, the exhaust is like in the intake is on the bottom and the exhaust out the back, and it gets pretty warm on like the left side where like you're holding it for the controls. But other than that, it's like not too bad, but it's like noticeably warm. So that's like my only main complaint about it. Everything else is like really impressive. So that's
I
all.
need to check it out then.
Um, I think I think that was it for
Yeah.
me. So
Okay. So I've played a couple games. I beat Bayonetta 3.
yeah,
I finished it. It was dope. I liked it. It's a good, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a good Bayonetta game. I think so. A lot of people were kind of pissy about the ending. I can see why, but I don't mind it. I feel like it was a fun game in the end. I had a fun time with it. I can't wait to see what else they do with it. That's all I'm gonna say without getting into spoilers. I also got into a fucking amazing fan game that apparently has been around for a long time. I just barely played it like last week. It's called Pokemon Infinite Fusion. All right. So you ever seen those Pokemon fusion generators online? Like you pick two Pokemon and fuse them together, but it's done on like an algorithm, so it looks kind of shitty.
no,
No, so that's a thing that's online. It's Pokemon Fusion Generator. It's pretty cool because it's fun to fuck around with. But some genius, some fucking legend, some beast of a man went out and fucking made a game based on that online tool, right? But the thing is that instead of using an algorithm, a lot of the sprites are like custom sprites. So they look pretty cool. And there's a whole system built around it. The Pokemon's like stats, what it looks like. That is all built around like what Pokemon you fuse. And there's different fusion forms that they can take depending on which Pokemon you pick is the head and which one is the body.
oh, this is interesting.
Dude, it's cool as fuck. Like it's so good. And I didn't put it in the hold on one second. I didn't put it in the notes because I'm an idiot, but there is a calculator that uses the actual sprites from the game. So you can see what those sprites look like in game with this calculator. And it actually tells you like the stats and stuff from the Pokemon that you're going to fuse together. I'll put it in the stream chat here. So if you don't want to download the game, you just want to see what the fusions look like, that calculator will do it. It also tells you like the stats it's going to have at the end, so you can see like how the stat system works. But a brief rundown is that depending on the Pokemon, if you pick the whatever Pokemon you pick for the head is going to determine its special attack, special defense, and speed. Whatever Pokemon you pick for the body is going to determine its attack and defense and HP. And it uses both their stats, but it weighs it more depending on who you pick for the head and who you pick for the body. So that's why when you look at it, you see two different fusion forms. It's picking on who's the head, who's the body. And some of them are jank because some of them do use just an algorithm to put it together. But there are some that use custom sprites. Like I want you to type in two starters, Bulbasaur and Squirtle, and see what that looks like. Because they actually put some custom sprites into this to give you some cool shit.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. They promised something like, what do they promise in that? Like 700,000 combinations?
This is insane. Wait, what?
It's fucking dope, dude.
What can you play this on?
You play it on PC.
Okay.
So you can download it to your GDP, I think.
Yeah, I might do that.
And what does it run on? It runs on Windows, right?
Yeah, straight up Windows. Yeah.
And yeah, you'll be able to play this. Now, what's cool with it, 176,400 possible combinations what it has. It has every Pokemon from Gen 1 and 2 with their evolution. So if you have a Pokemon from Gen 1 or 2 that has an evolution from like Gen 4, it'll be there. So you don't have to worry about like getting an incomplete like evolution line. And it has some Pokemon from generations 3 to 7, but it uses Gen 5 for the system. So if you ever want to look at like, when do I get to learn this move with this Pokemon? You want to look at the Gen 5 statistics for it. And it has the entire full Kanto region. So the first region from Pokemon Red and Blue. And you can visit Johto after you beat it. So the region from Silver or Gold and Silver. And it's fucking great. It has so many cool quality of life stuff in it that make it really neat. So like you could find items that give you TM abilities. Like I found a pickaxe that let me use Rock Smash. I have to teach to a Pokemon and waste a slot. I found this guy gave me like hedge trimmers to use cut, so I don't have to waste a Pokemon slot on cut and carry a Pokemon around just to cut down trees. Dude, the game does so much to just fucking streamline it for you.
Is this based on another? Like, is it built on top of another Pokemon game, or is it just
RPG? It's an RPG Maker game.
Okay.
So you got to deal with some RPG Maker jank, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
I think the sprites are from Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but I might be wrong. Not the sprites, but the overworld and the character models.
Yeah.
But what's cool is that you can edit the file. So if you have a custom sprite you want to use, so like there's a whole fan community of like custom Pokemon sprites for the fusions. You can upload it, you can download it and put it into the game file and use that sprite if you don't like the sprite the game has. Or if you don't like the character sprite, you can put another sprite in there. It lets you customize whatever you want. And it's really fucking cool, dude. It's so cool. Some of the fusions you can find. I'm having so much fun just fucking around with this, dude. And there's difficulty modes. So if you want like an easy game mode that levels up all the Pokemon for you without having experience, you can do that. If you want just a normal playthrough, there's that. There's a hard mode. If you want like a challenging playthrough where gym leaders, trainers actually like EV train their Pokemon and have a set build you have to like defend against. It's so cool, the shit that's in here. Like there's a lot of stuff in here, like for Pokemon fans, references in here that are really fun. One thing I thought was really funny is when you first go to the when you first get your Pokemon in the lab, in Oak's lab. So in the original game, there was a lot of like dialogue. If you clicked on something, it was like, oh, that looks like a complicated machine, better not touch it. And this game takes a step further by giving you that option for everything. So you click on like the machine, it's like, oh, it's a complicated machine, better not mess with it. Oh, it's a complicated sink, I better not turn it on. It's a complicated trash can, I better not look at it. Like it's really tongue in cheek the way it does it. It's a lot of fun. Like the game's having fun with itself, and I love it for that.
Yeah.
You can fast forward the game and speed it up with like a button press, so that's awesome. Um, when you fight a trainer, you can talk to them again, and sometimes they'll give you an item. Sometimes they'll challenge you to a rematch, and when you rematch them, their Pokemon levels go up, so you can keep like training your Pokemon with them, and they'll grow with you if you keep rematching them. It's fucking awesome, dude.
I
How much
like
shit
that.
there is in here,
That was one of the
dude.
things that I remember from like Gold and Silver was that you can like get their phone numbers and they'll
Yeah.
call you and shit and be like, "Hey man, looking for a rematch. Get over here. I'm on Route 37." I don't know.
So
I
this
don't.
doesn't have that, but it
Okay.
lets you just like talk to them again. You can just talk to them again. They're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
let's fight again." And then when you fight them, their Pokemon's like a little bit stronger, and you can keep doing that. And some of them will even trade with you after you beat them. You're like, "Oh, good fight there. I'll trade you this fusion I had if you give me like a fire Pokemon or a Mankey or whatever." It's so cool how much shit there is packed into this game, dude. I put 20 hours into it,
Wow.
and I'm still playing it, dude. It's so good. This is seriously one of the funnest fan games I've ever played, and there's so much work in here.
Shouts out
Um,
to Wrath of Zalius for
I
this.
want you to scroll down again. Look at when that video was uploaded.
Um, last year, a year ago.
Yeah, I can tell because it's an older build of the game. They're still
Oh really?
updating this game, dude. Yes, like it's crazy. I'm seeing clips and other Pokemon like YouTubers talking about this from like 2-3 years ago, and they're still updating it, dude. As far as I know, this is their latest version. They don't have any plans to update anymore. But there's a lot of shit here. I spent hours fucking around with the Pokemon Infinite calculator, the Infinite Fusion calculator, just because as an avid Pokemon fan, I'm like looking at like Pokemon that complement each other, like elemental abilities that can cover each other's weaknesses, or maybe an ability that would benefit another Pokemon if it fused with it right. I'm having so much fun just fucking around with the calculator. I'm not even playing the game, dude, because there's so much thought into how this calculator works. Um, it's fucking awesome, dude. Like I can't describe how much fun I'm having with this. It's fucking dope. That's all I could say. Check it out. This came onto my radar like a little while ago, and I love it, dude. I'm loving how much time I put into this, how much fun I'm having with it. It's a fucking blast, dude. Go, everyone should go check it out. You definitely download it if you're sick of like the Pokemon formula. This does enough to mix it up, and there's enough in there for like new players and old fans to fuck around with. As a longtime Pokemon fan, I'm like my brain is swirling with like numbers and possible configurations to just make a Pokemon with like no weaknesses or limits weaknesses or give it strengths that it can take advantage of with a different fusion type. I'm already looking at ways to make Charizard a fucking dragon fire type like he should have been from the beginning, not a fire flying type with a 4 times weakness to rock like a bitch. Which, by the way, I think I found it. Haxorus and Charizard make a fucking great combination, and their stats all go up with the right combo. There's a hit to speed there, but honestly, it's worth it because you get that fire dragon typing. You lose that 4 times weakness to rock, and you get a boost to your base attack and special attack. So that's what I'm looking at, and the sprite looks fucking dope. See, this is something like as a Pokemon fan, I want to see more of this. Like, there's actual like thought in here and some depth in here that you can fuck around with. It's so
Yeah.
cool, dude. And I did buy Pokemon Scarlet. I'm gonna talk about that at the end because I have a lot to say about that. So I'm
Okay.
gonna end off with that. I also played Vampire Survivor. That's another game I wanted to play.
Yes.
Um, I had an hour before I had to go to bed for work one day. I was like, I work the next day. I got like an hour left. I'm gonna see what this Vampire Survivors game is all about. Bro, I fucking fell in love with it.
Yes.
I I loved it. It's so much fun. It's for those of you who don't know, it's a horde survival game. There's no attack button. You just move the character around. And they have attacks depending on the character you pick. They have attacks that are on a timer. And as you go through it, you kill enemies, you level up, you can unlock more attacks, unlock abilities. If you have certain abilities combined, you can unlock a whole other ability I didn't know about. There's like a combo system there. It's randomly generated, like what skills drop when you level up, so it's a little bit different every time. But the thing I love about it that makes it so cool is that when you kill an enemy, you don't just get the XP, they drop it. So you have to go pick it up. So if you're barely like surviving this horde and you're killing all these dudes, you got to fucking make your way into it to pick up the XP they're dropping, or else you're not going to level up. And it's on a timer. So the more time you build up, the harder it gets, the more enemies come in. It's fucking exhilarating, dude. When you get that right combo going and you get like a good like 30-minute sweep, ooh, it feels good, dude. This is a shit wet dreams are made of. I fucking love this game. As simple as it is. This is a fucking Newgrounds ass game, dude. This is something that I would have played on Newgrounds like fucking 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm having a blast with it. It's so cool.
It's like I fell in love with it once you finally get that one, because it took me a couple runs to be like, what, what do people see in this that I'm not seeing?
Yeah, but once you get that one run, when everything's coming together, you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
And then you start unlocking stuff and everything starts expanding.
Yup.
You get a lot more options and you're like, oh shit. Like now I see what's
Dude,
really.
I was into it initially. I was like into it from the beginning. I was like, okay, I can see the appeal here. But once I unlocked the library and I found this book, the book lets you see like what combos you can do with your equipment.
Yeah.
Now I was like, wait, what? There's like a synergy system here, like Enter the Gungeon, and yeah, like you could find a weapon and like an upgrade, and on top of having that weapon and the upgrade, I'll make a new weapon that's even stronger. So like the axe is pretty neat because it throws an axe up in the air and it comes down. It's a good wide angle, and you can keep leveling up, throw more axes up, increase the damage. But there's also a candelabra that increases your area of effect, so it makes your weapon bullets bigger. So like it makes that axe bigger. But once you combine those, that axe turns into like sights that just spin around you. It's so fucking cool. Like I was just wiping the floor with dudes, and it's exhilarating, dude. Like once you get that good run, and you're like, "Fuck, I need to do it again." And the game's good at like dealing out that dopamine, dude, because you can find like stronger enemies, kill them, they drop a treasure chest, and that treasure chest can drop more upgrades or a ton of gold. And it's just the game's constant like feeding you like that dopamine, and I'm into it, dude.
Yeah.
It's addicting. It's horribly addicting. It's like cripplingly addicting.
I think another thing for me was when like you open up the map and you start seeing there's like things on the map that you can actually go to
Yeah.
and unlock. And once I
Yeah.
found that, I was like, "What the?" There's like shit on the map, and then there's an option where you can like show the icons in the gameplay that'll point you to the stuff that's on the map. But
Yeah, it's neat,
it's like
dude. Like
off by
I was
default.
I was fucking around with it. And I'm like, there's so much here that is fun. If you want like a fun arcade survival experience, it's there. If you like seeing numbers go up and shit just melt, that's there too.
Yeah,
And it not rips off Castlevania, it pays homage to Castlevania. Like character names, gear, that's all Castlevania references. Like you
yeah,
fucking heal yourself picking up like chicken you find off the floor. Like it's Castlevania as fuck. But
yeah.
I love it. This feels like a Castlevania fan game on Newgrounds, but like in a good way. Like the best possible way. Um but yeah, this is dope. I played it for like an hour. I was like, I'm just gonna try it for an hour. Fucking dude, I've dumped so much time into this. Like it's insane. I couldn't get to sleep the other night, so I played this for like 3 hours. It was amazing. It was a great experience. This game is dope as hell. And I see the appeal now. I can see why everyone's talking about it. I can see why like everyone and their mom's making a Vampire Survivors clone right now. This game is fucking awesome, dude. I love it.
Yeah. They just updated it, so it's on like Game Pass now, and
Yeah, that's where I played it. Yeah.
it's on cloud gaming as well. And they've just added in the mobile app, you can use touch controls uh, to like to control everything instead of the
I'm waiting for it to come to iOS, dude, because like I want to play it on the go. This is like a perfect mobile game, but it's not on iOS.
yeah,
It pisses me off. There's a bunch
yeah,
of
that's a
clones,
bummer.
but it's not this game. Like everyone comes close, but they're it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
The minute this comes to iOS, my dumps are gonna get a lot longer, dude. That's all I can say.
I can't dump in like like yeah, I've never dumped with like needing material, but
I don't need material, but it's fun to have. Like,
well, I guess, but I'm
it's
always like
there.
I dump with a purpose, man. I'm not sitting there waiting. I'm
Why
like,
can't
oh,
you
I
do
got to
two
shit.
things?
I
Like,
could do two things. I just don't
no,
need to.
do you watch TV while you eat dinner? Like, you can do one or the other. Why not both? Same thing. I can
Well, so
game and
that
dump.
watching TV is very or like eating is very passive. Dumping,
Dumping is passive.
you gotta have a well, I have a purpose when I dump. You know, I'm not sitting there like waiting for shit to happen. I'm like, oh shit, I got to shit, and then I go in there
So
and
you go
shit.
in like you go in to like get out.
I
Like I
get
go
in.
in to enjoy. I go in to enjoy the dump.
Oh no, I'm not. Yeah, I don't need to enjoy it.
Oh, I
I
do.
just, you know,
That's like half the experience, man. You're missing
I
out, dude.
actually I don't enjoy it. I actively dislike dumping. Actually, if I could just not have to dump, or just dump in my pants, I'd rather do that. You know.
Moving on. Um, all of our fucking conversations boil down to dumps for some reason. Um, Another game I played. I played this one on a whim. Ghost Lore is on Game Pass. It's pretty dope. So it's an ARPG. The description says they're inspired by games like Titan Quest and Diablo 2. Now I can see that inspiration. It's based on like Pacific Asian lore. So like you're fighting creatures like hopping vampires and a bunch of other like creatures I don't know anything about. So that's really neat. You get that lore that you don't really see in most games. A lot of fantasy games are based on like Eastern European mythology, which is fine. But like I want to see some new shit. You know, I've seen a ton of goblins. I've seen a ton of like dragons. I want to see shit I've never seen before. And this game does it. Um, it's very early access. The game's in a game preview right now. It's very early access, but I can see the appeal here. It's got a multi-class system, so whatever class you pick, every I think 15 levels, you can pick another class like synergize with it. You can get their skills, their passives. But the thing that makes this really cool is it has a rune system, right? You can find runes that you can equip and they buff up your stats. The different runes do different stats, but those are on a separate screen that you can kind of put it around together like Tetris blocks. Now, base runes are only one by one blocks. So you can put as many of them as you want. Every time you level up, you unlock another space in that place to put runes in. But you can find other runes that are in different shapes, and you can place runes on top of those to get bonus effects. So I found a rune that's like an L shape, right? And it tells if I have this specific rune in it, on top of getting the base effect from that rune, if I put it in the same slot where that L is, I can get like a boost to like my MP or restore HP on hit. It's really cool. That's something I really like about this game that I don't see other games doing. Is you're basically playing like Tetris to min
Yeah.
max your stats and get these runes together. I don't know if you're gonna see that here in this like gameplay video you're watching, but it's a cool system that I think is really neat. At first, when I first started it up, they gave you so much space. I was like, I'm never gonna fill this up, and then really quickly, I got more runes than I could fill in. And when it started giving me those runes that are in specific shapes that I can put other runes inside of, I was like, okay, I can see like where the management needs to come in here.
Okay, it's got an overlay map, which I'm
Yes, it's got an
into.
overlay map,
I
which you like. It's got controller support, which
I
you like.
saw this game on. I also looked at this in Game Pass, and I was like, "Oh, this looks like Diablo." But then it looked like a It looked like a Hades, and I was like, I don't know if that's what I want right now.
It's got a dodge roll, but it's closer to Diablo than it is to Hades, honestly.
Okay.
It's a lot closer to Diablo than it is to Hades. Now, okay, so those are the runes right there I'm talking about. So like each rune has a different symbol on it, and they have a different effect when you put them in the when you slot them in. And again, those are one by one. You can find some that are like in crazy shapes and formations, and you can put those runes on top of them. Okay, they're called glyphs, sorry. And you can put those glyphs inside of them. So on top of getting the effect from the glyph, if you put it in that specific shaped glyph, you get another bonus on top of it. It's really cool the way it works. So you're on top of like looking out for weapons and gear. You're looking for glyphs that might synergize with your character build. It's pretty neat, dude. I like what I'm seeing here. The game's early access is fuck, dude. The
This
music
guy
is
doesn't.
really repetitive.
This guy doesn't do any of the glyph shit at all in this entire
Look at
video.
all, and it pisses me off because like it's a very big part of the game. Like I played it for about an hour, hour and a half, and the glyphs became a very big part of the game very quickly. Um,
We'll do a video on this. We'll check it out maybe.
it's pretty dope. Does it hit the same highs as like Diablo 2? Probably not. There's games out there, Path of Exile, Grim Dawn, that probably do this better. But this is a fun game. It's made by like two dudes, so I'm giving the benefit of the doubt here. I'm having fun with it so far. It's on Game Pass, so check it out. But I liked what I was playing so far, dude. Now, last but not least, Pokemon Scarlet. I picked that up yesterday.
Yes.
Now, I got a gift card from work. It's like a digital gift card for like $50. So it was between Pokemon Scarlet and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I flipped the coin, landed on Scarlet. I feel like I fucked up a little bit. I picked this up not knowing like all the performance issues it was having. I knew there was gonna be some performance hiccups, but Jesus Christ, I didn't know it was gonna be that bad, dude. Um, haven't encountered any major glitches yet, but my God, the frame rate, dude, it cannot keep up with the Switch at all, man. I don't know how this game could run the way it does when Monolith can get Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 to run as well as they do on the same hardware. I don't fucking know why Game Freak can't figure that out. It's not even when you're in the overworld. There's a scene early on in the game where you go to school and they sit you in the classroom, and all of the main characters are moving at like 30 FPS, but everyone else in the background, all the classmates, are moving at like 10. They're like slideshows. It's super
Shit.
distracting. It's so weird, dude. Um, and at first, it's not too noticeable. Like when you first start it up, it's like you turn a corner, it loads up some terrain, it hiccups like for a second, and then it's back to smoothness. But I've noticed that some places it just chugs along, other places it's fine. Um, it is not consistent at all, which is weird to me because again, Monolith can make the Xenoblade games that are so big and vast. I'll argue are much bigger than Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and they run fine. But this can't handle the Switch can't handle this for some reason. I don't know if it's optimization or what, but it's embarrassing. Um, but with the performance stuff out of the way, it is a pretty fun game. I'm not gonna lie, I'm having fun with it. It's an open world Pokemon game, and it is an open world game. I spent a lot of time like running around, exploring, looking at shit. You can have your Pokemon come out and fight with you, follow you around. There's an auto battle mode, so you can just stick your Pokemon on somebody, and the fight just happens while you're running around exploring, and you get experience for it. Like, there's a lot of quality of life stuff here that's really neat. You can relearn Pokemon moves without having to like run a TM or go to a move teacher. If you got rid of a move to replace another one, you don't like it, you can do it from the menu, switch it back up,
That's
and
great.
no harm, no foul. It's great. Yeah, there's a lot of quality of life stuff here. But the performance, though, it's really, really jarring how bad this game runs, dude. And I don't know where it's struggling, like why it has to struggle this hard. The game's not like graphically intensive. You know, Breath of the Wild was a launch title for the Switch, and that ran fine until you got to the Korok Forest. You know, again, the Xenoblade games run fine, and they're much bigger and much more graphically intense than this is. So I don't know where all the chugging along is happening. It's weird to me. One thing that's really neat is that battles happen like right there in the map. When you get into a fight, it's right there in the map. It doesn't take you to a different screen to do it in. It happens right then and there. You can control the camera in the middle of the fight. I like the I like that when you get through the opening part, it gives you like 3 objectives. So you can like take on the gym leaders. You can help this dude fight these like giant Titan Pokemon and get treasure. You can take on the local gang here, which in this game is Team Star. And there are different quest lines. You can do any order you want. You can do one of them or all 3 of them. You can start one, move on to the other, whatever you want to do. And it's all there on the map. It's just like, okay, here's the quests, here's where to do them. Fucking go out and explore. And I love it for that. I wish more Pokemon games do that. And I'm hoping this becomes a thing going forward. It's doing a lot of things that I like that I'm like, okay, you're moving the franchise along now. We're evolving now, at least a little bit. But my God, the performance, man, I keep going back to it, but it's so noticeable. It's like embarrassing. You played Arceus, right? Like,
Yeah.
was there a lot of performance issues with that? Did it run pretty smooth?
Uh, I don't remember there being like severe performance issues or even like glitches or anything like that. I just remember it just, it just looked, it didn't look great, but it didn't really have a good like draw distance because it did the open world thing too, but you couldn't see very far, so you kind of had to get close to shit before you could realize like, oh, I shouldn't fuck with this thing because it's like level 97 and it's just out in the world and I have to get this close to even realize that. But other than that, it was like mostly fine, I think.
So with this, the draw distance is pretty far. I'll admit the draw distance is vast. I can see pretty far off. I feel like I know people keep referencing this, but Breath of the
Well,
Wild,
I
you know,
think
you can like go out somewhere, you can look out, you're like, I want to go there, and you can do it.
it would
Do
show
the
you
same
like
thing in this game.
landscape, but it wouldn't
Yeah.
draw any because the Pokemon are out in the world. So you could see the landscape from a distance, but you couldn't see like the Pokemon that was just standing there. Because I remember specifically in Arceus, there's like a level like 90 Rapidash that's just fucking out there, and you can't see it until you run up. You're like close enough to it to where it could like fuck you up before you even realize it's there. While you can see the terrain and shit, you can't see the actual models. They don't draw it until you're like super close. I think
Here,
that was
check
the
this out.
problem.
This is what I was talking about right here with the classroom. Sending it to you in the
Oh.
Discord. 55 minutes, 32 seconds. Look at the fucking classroom. Look at the background. Look at their feet like kicking back and forth. It's like a slideshow. It's so like jarring.
55. You can get the actual.
Well, I know, but I sent it to you before I remembered I can do that. But look at the kids in the background kick their feet back and forth, dude.
this game also does like the cleanse.
Are you seeing that shit, dude? And it's worse because this dude's like skipping through it. But if you actually sit there and like read the text, it
Yeah.
hangs on it for a long time, and it's not easy to ignore, dude.
Yeah.
And all of them are doing that.
Um. I know like Splatoon does that kind of, but it's only like it's not that extreme. Oh, but see now they look fine in the actual like game. I like just in the cutscene it was like fucked up. But you see that in Splatoon, like
Yeah,
characters in the distance, just because like well that's the thing a lot of games do is like if shit's in the distance it'll like render them at a lower resolution, it'll render them at like a lower frame rate to
Yeah,
conserve
I can deal with that,
resources.
but these guys are like front and
Yeah, they
center.
were like right there.
Like,
So,
this is like jarring. And again, like I don't know why it can't handle that. Like it doesn't make sense. It can't handle that. Like, and another thing, like there's a lot of weird issues with the camera too, because the camera, again, you get in those fights in the middle of the map. So it doesn't take you to a separate battle screen. You know, it happens right then and there. You get into a fight, the camera pans out, it's right there that it happens. There's no cuts. And because of that, I've had moments where like I'll win a fight and the camera will like pan to like zoom into my Pokemon because he's like leveling up, and it'll cut into like a part of the ground so I can see the void underneath the map in the middle of a fight or like after I win a fight. This one dude said it happened to him when he was like his Pokemon was evolving and it was evolving like a void of nothing because the way the camera panned to him, it was really I've seen some weird shit here. Like a couple glitches, I don't mind it, but it's really sloppy seeing how much it is there. So if there's someone who gets annoyed by poor performance, this is gonna annoy the fuck out of you. And it's a bummer because it's a fun game. There's some good shit here. There's some good ideas here. I like the open world aspect of it. Like I like the fact that I can kind of go anywhere. I can start how I want, and the game pushes you to like make your own choice. Like characters, three different characters give you three different objectives to follow the whole game, and they like fight with each other on like which one you're gonna do first. And eventually, it's like, okay, you choose which one you want to do. Don't tell us now. We'll go do our thing. You just go east if you want to do my thing. Go west if you want to do my thing, or go north if you want to do my thing. And do what you want, and they
that's
fuck
dope.
off, and you're just free to just go wherever you want. It's so cool. Like I it's enough to like get me back into Pokemon if the game actually ran well. And it's something I hope gets patched out. It's not going to. I mean, let's be honest here. Game Freak got their money. Nintendo got their money. They have no reason to patch it.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. I'm a little nicer on it. I haven't beaten the game yet. I know people are just like ripping into it. Just oh, this game's a piece of shit. Fucking Game Freak rushed it out. I've been seeing a lot of stupid takes on Reddit. Just people like saying how bad the game is, but they just look at like the graphical performance stuff. They don't look at like the actual game behind it, which I think that it should get a pass on it because the game's actually solid. Like there's fun shit here to play with. Um, but yeah, it's just it's a bummer because like the performance is like an easy thing to pick at, and it's something that I don't think is gonna get fixed. And I hope the next time Nintendo does this, the next time Game Freak does this, they have Monolith come in to like help them with the open world shit because they figured out the Switch hardware just fine. I don't know why Game Freak can't figure it out. So,
Yeah,
but we'll see. So far, I'm having fun with it. I'm only about a couple hours in. I just beat the first gym, and I take my time with these games. You know, I've always taken my time with Pokemon. So it's gonna be a while before I finish it, especially this because it's so open. I'm just going to explore like every corner I can and just like say fuck it to the main game. But I'm having fun with it so far. And yeah, that's all I got to say about it, man. Let's get into some gaming news now.
all right.
Game Awards, the Game of the Year nominees have already been announced. We got A Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray,
God.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 should have got that instead of Pokemon, I think. um, yeah, so some pretty heavy hitters here. Honestly, it's probably gonna go to God of War. Like, let's be honest here. Like,
Well,
I'd love for Stray to win because I think that'd be funny, but I feel like God of War is gonna win just because of how popular it is right
well,
now.
let's not
I
forget
don't know. What do
Elden
you
Ring
think?
is now. You know, they let you vote on these things. I placed a vote.
I can't hear you. You're like muted.
Hello, 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 hello.
Did I mute you?
I think it's you. Check it, check it. Yo, yo,
Yeah, I can't
yo.
hear you at all, dude.
Tisket, tasket, bread in the basket. Wait, let me check.
Hold on.
My shit's going off. I don't know. Check it. Check it.
It's like muted on my end for some reason. Want to keep talking?
Yo. Check it, yo.
Okay, there we go. I don't know why, like I couldn't hear you for a minute there.
Your shit's fucking up, dude. You need
Yeah,
to
maybe.
um.
Have you been talking to me this whole time? I just haven't been acknowledging you. Like,
Yeah, a little bit, but that's fine.
yeah. Oh well.
What was I saying? Oh, so Elden Ring, man, don't like that thing was like a titan of a fucking game.
It was.
And it still is. That's the
It
thing.
still is.
I think the thing about God of War is that it's like still in like the honeymoon phase where that shit just came out. So people haven't had time for that to really settle. And like people's like true feelings about it probably haven't really come out yet.
Yeah.
So it hasn't stood the test of time yet. I'm curious as to where that'll land. Like maybe it's recent enough that people are like still like is gonna do it for people, but I don't know.
That's
Elden
what I
Ring,
think is like the Game Awards go live December 8th, so voting starts like now. So
yeah,
that's why I'm worried because like God of War just came out, so fresh in everyone's mind. I feel like that's gonna get like most nominations and most votes right now.
yeah.
I mean,
So
we'll see. It's definitely between Elden Ring and God of War.
no,
But
I
it's
put a vote on Elden Ring,
really, unless you hated
and
Elden Ring.
okay, here's the thing. I don't hate Elden Ring.
Your
I,
exact words were that game is dog shit.
I know I said that.
I don't think I don't know about you, but I don't call things I like dog shit.
I know I said that, but I'm gonna retract. I'm gonna retract that statement,
All right.
and because look, I loaded it up again on this GPD,
Yeah.
and like I just played it a little bit again, and like it's a good game, right? It's good. It's just not. I just don't see the fucking. Wow, this is gonna change open world games forever. Like I just don't see. I don't see that, but I can acknowledge that it's probably the best. It's the epitome of like the Souls genre.
Yeah.
What they were working on since Demon Souls and iterating on all these years has finally culminated into what Elden Ring
This
is.
is
The
like the perfect, like refined,
Yeah,
like
yeah, the master class of this is fucking our magnum opus, and that I can see it truly does deserve all that praise. But
yeah. But if you're not a Souls fan, like it's not gonna
even
make a difference.
like I'm not a Souls fan, but I can still see it's still like because okay, when I loaded it up, what was this like yesterday? I think it was like yesterday or like 2 days ago. I loaded it up,
Yeah.
uh, and my friend was like, "Hey, it was a while ago when I played it the first time." He was like, the bonfires in this game they point you in a direction, okay? They like point you in a direction that says, "Hey, go this way." Kind of like guide you in what I guess is like the intended path or something.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I followed the path it tells you to follow, and that was my mistake. I fucked up doing that because all the enemies are super like powerful, and I'm like, well, this is the way it's telling me to go, and everything was like fucking one shotting me, and I just ran past everything. Like it's telling me to go this way, so I'm going this way. Uh,
Yeah.
and yeah, no, I fucked up doing that. I don't know why the game does that, but it's not what you're supposed to do. You're kind of just supposed to just wander around as an open world game does. So when I loaded it up 2 days ago, I went all the way back to the beginning to kind of just see, okay, I went that way. I'm going to go this way now. And fucking, I missed the whole, like, there's a whole tutorial area that I just did not do. And I was like, oh, there's, like, you can go this way, and there's a tutorial area here that, like, tells you how to play the fucking game. And I just didn't even, like, see that at all, I guess. So like it's like that. It's like that. The game's like that where it's like I don't know why it has this thing. It tells you like, hey, go this direction, but you're not supposed to follow it. You're kind of just supposed to just wander around like an open world. So I'm gonna replay this game, not replay, but I'm gonna load it back up and just try just going fucking wherever and just seeing uh, what happens. Cause yeah, the place I ended up where I followed the guide, it was not. It was just. It was bad. So
Okay.
that's my story of Elden Ring. I played Forbidden West. That game is done. Now that game is dog shit. Now that game is garbage. I don't know how. I mean, you know how it ends up in here is because it's just one of those fucking games, man. Just like everything in here is just one of those fucking games where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, this has the highest appeal of what people expect out of a video game. So, you know, there's stuff in here that should be in here that's not in here. Like, you know, where the fuck is Tunic, which is the game of the year? Where the fuck is Vampire Survivors, which is like everyone's fucking talking about that game. I can't like where the fuck is it here? Uh, but then we get Stray, which is like, are you fucking kidding me? Uh, like people were talking about it, but not because it was good, because it's just you're a cat, and it's just a cat game, and everyone knows the cat game. Uh,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know, it's a bit of a bummer. You know what I'm saying? That I mean, like these award shows are a joke anyway, but you know, you just want to see some representation. You know what I'm saying? For the games that actually deserve to be talked about, the games are actually doing things fresh and unique, and you know, I don't want to take anything away from these games because sure, a lot of money and development goes into making these shits, but I feel like everything in this list is like a dime a dozen, man. It's just like nothing's.
Yeah, nothing's like standing out for like these are like triple A games.
Yeah,
And then, we have like Plague Tale, Stray, and Xenoblade. Yeah, that's why I'm like kind of whatever. With Game of the Year nominations, I'm whatever on them. Like they very rarely surprise me. I mean, maybe this will surprise us. Maybe Stray will win, or Xenoblade 3 might win, but
there's
we'll
no way
see.
straight. I mean, come on. Like
There's no way.
if we're
Yeah, there's no
honest,
way.
uh,
Yeah, it's
this is
God of
the
War, Elden Ring. It's
yeah,
really
these are
what
the
it's
God of
doing.
War Elden Ring awards. Like they're
Yeah,
gonna sweep every category.
yeah.
Uh, and
And there's a couple like awards here to like check out, but there's like some weird ass like selections.
yeah,
Like Sifu is in there for best fighting game, but that's
yeah,
not a fighting game,
yeah.
which like fucking weirded me out. Yeah, I don't know. The
Um,
categories here are weird.
Tunic isn't even. I don't even think Tunic's in best music. Like this is a fuck. This is
It's not
crazy,
even in
dude.
best art direction, which it definitely should be. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
it's a bummer, dude. It's a bummer. But you know what? Fuck the
Phoenix in best
awards.
indie.
Oh yeah, great. But I think also like isn't Vampire Survivors in there too? Vampire
Nah,
Survivors isn't even in that.
yeah, no, which is weird. Like that game took the fucking internet by storm when it came out, dude. To the point where like everyone's trying to copy it right now. It's like weird to me that
Yeah,
Vampire Stars isn't in here.
it like sparked a whole genre around it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It doesn't matter. The only thing I care about in this show are the announcements at this point. So
Yeah, that's all I watch it for. So
oh, best performance I think was a good category because Man Engage from Immortality is in there, and she
yeah.
was absolutely incredible. I
Yeah,
say
those clips you sent me, dude. Like fuck.
if anyone
Fuck.
else wins in this category, I'm never watching this thing again. I'm never
That's not true.
participating. That's not true. That's not
That's not
true.
true.
That's not true. But
Don't fucking lie.
That would be the biggest snub in history, dude, ever in any award show ever. Fuck a Grammy, fuck a fucking Moon Man. She deserves this more than anyone else on the planet for anything, dude. Her like she was incredible, and it was her first major like role in anything too, which is crazy. That she does so well in that. Like I hope she has a huge career going forward, dude, because it's absolutely incredible. That's all I gotta say about that. If you
I don't know
haven't
if you
played
checked the best family category yet, but like
this family,
all of them are Nintendo games. There's like one, two, three, four, five games in here. Four of them are Nintendo. One of them's Lego Star Wars.
that's funny.
That is funny. But no, yeah, I know, dude. Her performance in that was insane. Like from the clips you showed me, I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah,
If this is a movie, I would watch it.
yeah, that's the thing. Like they make 3 movies just for that game, but you don't really get to watch them like how you would want. I was like, oh, I'll fucking watch this, man. This is crazy. But you don't really get to do that just in the game. I hope that they like do something with those, but um yeah. So December
Yeah.
8th. December 8th on the Game Awards. So we'll
Oh, Tunic is nominated for Best Action Adventure.
yeah, but it's not gonna win though. That's the
Yeah, no.
thing.
It's up against God of
Like,
War and
yeah, yeah,
Horizon.
the other shit is
It
in there.
might. It might. We'll see.
Just I like if you I don't know, man. I wouldn't call that game action adventure, but
Oh, Vampire Survivors is in a Best Debut Indie for a
uh
Best Debut Game created by a new independent studio.
yeah. I feel like I feel like that deserves more. You get one nomination for being like the actual game of the year. I don't know. Or, that game is now like what like the I don't the impact that game had was like similar, almost not entirely, but it reminds me of like Among Us,
Yeah,
where it was
same.
like everyone's talking about this. Not
Yeah, everyone's
everyone,
talking
because
about. Yeah, but a
Among Us
lot of
had a bit
people
more.
are like everyone's like trying to copy it.
Yeah, yeah. But Among Us was
I mean,
like,
yeah,
they gave Among Us its due like 3 years after it came out.
yeah,
And this is fresh, this is hot off the press. They can capitalize on this right now, but no, you're just, debut indie.
yeah, dude. I mean, look at that demo derby we did. Like, look how many of those demos are just like Vampire Survivor clones.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
just Jesus. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. December 8th, we got some time. We'll see what happens. I don't think anything here is going to surprise me, but I'll still watch it for the announcements, man.
yeah.
Um, Coming to Game Pass, you got Pentiment available now for cloud console and PC. Somerville available now, cloud console and PC. Dune Spice Wars available now for PC. It's in game preview. Ghost Lore talked about earlier. It's available now. Lapin available now. Norco available now. Jesus,
Yeah.
a bunch of games just dropped overnight. Gungrave Gore is going to be available for cloud console and PC November 22nd. I
So
can't wait to play that. This
I've
looks
not heard
cool.
of this yet. Uh, what what is this? A Gungrave game? 'Cause
Yeah.
Gungrave is like an anime.
Well, Gungrave is a game
Is
that
it?
was I think the anime was based off the game. Yeah,
Oh shit.
I think I might be wrong, but it was a really popular like PS2 like action game. It's like a stylish like third person shooter, like a Devil May Cry was a third person shooter. It would have been Gungrave. I never played the original games, but I've heard good things about them. But I saw some shit for this game, and it looks dope, dude. It looks like it's right up my alley. It
I haven't seen anything about this.
looks dope, dude. Check it out.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a super stylish, like third-person shooter. It's got like a combo system.
It's slower than I would like it to be. It looks like, but okay. Yeah, looks alright. You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of that that Final Fantasy third person shooter.
Oh, there's your Cerberus.
Yeah, yeah. Which
Yeah, a
is
little
not a
bit.
good game, but this,
Yeah,
I don't want to compare it to that, but this looks
yeah.
slow. It looks like not. I mean, you can say Devil May Cry, but it looks fucking slow, man.
I think the thing with him is that he's like dead. So that's
Okay,
why he moves so slow. I don't know. I don't know Gungrave lore,
yeah,
but all I know is that it's got a combo system. It's got a score system. So that's
yeah,
enough to get me to like try it.
okay,
And it's gonna be on Game Pass, so it's not gonna cost me anything. So fuck it. Let's
yeah,
give it a shot. Insurgency Sandstorm is dropping November 29th for November 29th for cloud and console. Soccer Story, cloud console and PC, also 29th. And Warhammer 40K Dark Tide, November 30th. Didn't that game already come out? Or is that like a
It's in out. It's
thing?
out, and you can buy it now and get access to the quote unquote beta. uh,
So Dark Tide, is that like the
it's the
Left 4 Dead like?
yeah, it's the
Or is that another
Vermintide.
one?
It's like
Oh,
Vermintide,
Vermintide.
yeah,
Okay.
but with
Okay, yeah, because Vermintide is like ancient
it's
and Dark Tide's like sci-fi.
yeah, yeah,
Which Warhammer has like, I guess there's two different like factors to Warhammer. There's like the grim dark like medieval fantasy, and then
yeah,
there's like 40K, and that's like this dark sci-fi, right?
yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
that's what this is. I want to check this one out.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be on Game Pass, so fuck it. November
Yeah,
30th.
yeah.
Actually, my son will be here by then. So
Ooh,
yeah. Those of you who don't know, my wife and I are expecting our first child. Our son will be here on the 28th is our expected date. So
very nice, very nice.
yeah, so my son will be here by then. Um, yeah. I also try to make some time, between like naps and stuff to like play and check
Yeah.
out your streams and stuff when I'm putting the kid to bed or something. I'm not
How are
gonna
you
go away
gonna
forever.
how are you gonna handle like video games with that guy? Are you gonna be like, okay, you have to beat Zelda 1 before you can play Zelda Ocarina of Time. You have to beat Ocarina of Time before you can play Breath of the
I think I'm just
Wild.
gonna let him play whatever he wants to play. Like, if he even is into video games, it could be
Yeah,
possible that he doesn't want anything to do with them.
not
And
my
that's up
son.
to him.
No son of
It
mine.
reminds me of this story I was reading. It was I think it was a Kotaku article actually. This dude was talking about how his son plays video games, but he plays them wrong. So like his son plays like Minecraft and Fortnite, but he doesn't like play it to like play it. He plays it to like talk with his friends. It's a
Oh,
glorified like chat room for him.
yeah.
So he doesn't play games to like play games. He does the social part of it. And so it's hard to get his son to play like single player games because he gets bored of them. He said he's tried to get him to play like Zelda and he got bored of it. He tried to have him play like Spider-Man, he got bored of it. But then Miles Morales came out, and his son is who's also like mixed race, like Miles Morales is. Miles is his favorite superhero, so he thought, okay, this is it. This is going to be the game that's going to get him to like play games. So he like implores them to play it. He starts the game for him, puts it on like super easy baby mode, and lets the kid just play through it. He's having a hard time. He doesn't like really play games. He's like getting his ass kicked. And he finally like just tried to convince him to like just finish the mission, just finish it, see what happens. And after like spending way longer than he should have on like the first mission of the game, he finally beats it. And his dad's like, "Great, so are you gonna play the rest of the game now?" And he's like, "No." I'll see if I can find that article, but it's really cute and funny because like it annoys the fuck out of him because he grew up like old school NES days. Like if you don't beat the game, like you never really played it. You know, that was the point of a game, is to like beat it. But his son just he plays him to fuck around and just waste time. Which I mean, at the end of the day, isn't that why we all play games?
Yeah, I mean,
um,
yeah, the games like they can serve that purpose as well. It's not like
yeah,
they're built. They're kind of built for that today, like these
yeah,
days. So
yeah. And it was really fun. I was gonna find the article one day and send it to you, but it's really cute. And I'm like, I think I'll have like the same kind of approach with them. You know, encourage him if he wants to play them. You know, I'll
yeah,
be there for him, show him what's up. But if he doesn't want to really get into them, I'm not gonna like force it on him.
yeah. My niece. I mentioned this before. My niece, my brother's daughter. That's a niece, right?
Yeah, that's
My
a niece.
niece. Okay. Uh, she's very into Sonic the Hedgehog in a way that I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah,
Yeah, like in like a weird like you're gonna be one of those weird Sonic people when you get like older because this is
oh, you can see it. You're gonna see like the DeviantArt account, like the
yeah like you're gonna have your name the Hedgehog like in a couple
yeah,
years
Sonic
because
OCs.
yeah.
Yeah, Sonic
Uh,
OC, don't steal. This is my original character.
and I don't know how it happened. I don't know if it was like the movie, like if she just saw the movie and was like, "Yeah, Sonic," or but she had a bunch of like Sonic dolls and like Sonic like that she just would not like she would just take with her everywhere. And I was like, "This is weird Sonic shit going on here in a way that's like not."
I have
Uh,
two little cousins that are the same way. They're my cousins, right? Like they're my cousins' kids, so that makes them my cousins.
I,
I think.
cousins are weird. Yeah,
Yeah,
cousins are your cousins. Yeah, I don't
yeah.
know.
Hold on, I'm googling it. Are my cousins' kids my cousins? Okay,
uh,
yeah, they're my cousins.
okay.
Yeah, so my little cousins, they're little too, and yeah, they're super into Sonic. They don't like collect Sonic toys, but when the new Sonic movie was coming out, they were like all excited for it because they love Sonic, and I'm like, you never fucking played a Sonic game before? Like,
Yeah, and then
where's the
yeah, that was
excitement coming from?
yeah, that was the other thing. I was like, what about this movie is making Sonic fans? Because the
Yeah.
movie doesn't really there's nothing really Sonic about it, you know what I'm saying? Other than like it being like Sonic and him being like a quipping like asshole, like, a memeing
Well, there was a Sonic TV
beatard.
show, um, on what was it on Cartoon Network, right? Sonic Boom had a TV show that apparently was like pretty good, and it ran for a couple seasons.
Yeah, but I don't think
So I'm
anyone
sure like
saw
that's
that.
different. No, no one our generation did, but I'm sure kids growing up on Cartoon Network did.
Maybe. I'll give you
Yeah.
that a little, but that's still
That's
I
the
don't
only thing I
think.
can think of because like those girls like they love like Teen Titans Go, you know, and there's like a bunch of other like cartoons that show up, and I'm like, what is this? And they can tell me like the name of the cartoon and when it came out. So I'm like, okay, so this is
Who wrote
probably
it
where
and
these fans are coming from.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird seeing a new Sonic fan.
Yeah.
Like it was like the fucking Genesis days and shit, where it was like, yeah, look at that blast processing. Like they were trying to, like fucking like the wars have begun again. I was like, yeah, fuck Mario. We about that Sonic.
I mean,
If
Sonic was always cooler than Mario. At least I think so. The
Sonic,
games are better, but I think the character of Sonic is cooler than Mario.
yeah, the character was cooler, but yeah,
And we're talking like games and impact, Mario all the way.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I will. But yeah, I can see where like the appeal is because like Mario doesn't have that same star power. You know, he doesn't have. He's barely got a movie coming out like right now. You know. Meanwhile, Sonic's had like multiple different anime and like movies, TV shows.
Yeah, they really milked Sonic.
Yeah, they did. But the milk is tasty, so I don't mind. Um, well, the Sonic movies are pretty good. I like them. I thought they were fun movies.
The
They're
movies are
fun, like
great, yeah.
yeah, they're fun movies. They're the best video game movies I've watched in like ever. So I think that's where the fans are coming from. It's cool to see. Don't get me wrong. It's cool to see, but it's interesting. Like I want to see what the next generation of like gamers like look like. because like you said, most games now are just like are pivoting to like a more like fun, like waste your time kind of design, which is fine if that's what you want. But I'm curious,
It's like it's Fortnite, it's Roblox,
yeah, like I
Minecraft.
wonder if like kids like 20 years from now are gonna look back at like Roblox and Minecraft and Fortnite the same way we look back at like Ocarina of Time or something.
What I'll say about the games of like the kids are into today is that they're a lot more creative
Yeah.
focused than the shit that we grew up with.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, like it really sparks more creativity from the player
Yeah.
than than an Ocarina of Time. So
Yeah.
that you know, it's
Also,
like
like I don't know what's cool right now. Like I see like I was at the swap meet one day and I saw this like weird character. I didn't know what it was. It was like some one-eyed like creature looking thing. And I was like, what is that? And I see that like all over the place. And I was like, what is that? And my wife was like instantly like, oh, that's like I already forgot the fucking name of it. It's like, oh, it's a so and so character from a video game. And I was like, what? How do you know about a video game that I don't? Like, and she was like, oh, because all the kids like play it. Like really, because my wife works at a school, so she sees all the shit that like these kids are into now. What is that fucking thing?
probably something from like Roblox or something.
Poppy, that's what it was. Poppy from Poppy's Playtime.
Poppy's Playtime.
Yes.
Wait, did we talk about this when like
I
was
don't.
there?
I don't know. Maybe it. Yeah, that's the creature. It was. I made up the one-eyed thing. I guess I remembered it wrong. But it's like a blue, like fucking fuzzy looking thing with like mangled teeth. And I was like, "What is that thing?" Because I kept seeing it all over the swap meet, and like it was all like all like
Oh,
the toy stalls.
yeah, okay.
And yeah, and I was like,
That's
"What is that thing?" And my wife was immediately like, "Oh, that's Poppy. It's from a game." And again, I was like, "How the fuck do you know about a game that I don't?" Like, that's not how this works. And then she told me because like, all the kids like play it. I guess all the kids like play it. They talk about it. They watch like YouTubers play it. They
yeah.
watch YouTubers talk about it.
That's the new thing too. It's like YouTubers like fucking, your PewDiePies and Markipliers and shit. That'll load something like this up and fucking kids love it. So that's why
Yeah,
like they also don't play a lot of the games. They just watch them get played. Watch their
yeah.
favorite YouTubers play them and fucking react to them and that's
I'm like
yeah.
fascinated to see like what that does for child development in like 20 years, you know?
Yeah. Cause yeah,
I'm
that was
fascinated to
another
see
thing
what
my
that looks
niece
like.
was into. She was like into watching like YouTubers, not even like, yeah, she was into watching YouTubers and yeah, and that kind of fucking shit. And I was like, this is garbage.
Oh yeah, my wife's like nephew. No, it was her cousin. Sorry. Cousins are tricky. He's like super into like YouTubers too. Like he'll watch like YouTubers. We came over one day and he was like, it was on the TV. He like pulled up the PS4. He has a PS4, and instead of playing Minecraft, which he owns, because he's always asking me to play Minecraft with him, he just like put on YouTube and watched like some YouTuber I never heard of play like Siren Head. And I was like, what? Like, I
Yeah,
mean, it's cool, but I don't know. I can see the appeal, but I'm kind of curious. Like that's where like back in our day, we read like Nintendo Power, like Game Informer or something to see what
yeah,
was hot, or watched X Play if you had like cable or satellite or something. Now it's like seeing what the big YouTubers are playing, or what Markiplier's playing, or what like Game Theory's talking about.
yeah. But they don't play them because they're good or entertaining games for like people who play games. It's because the
Yeah,
kids love shit. Uh, Kids just love the stupid shit. They don't really care about the game. It's like they just want they find it entertaining when they play stupid shit and then like
I think there's
react
more to it than
over the
that
top.
because Matt Pat from Game Theory, he does a lot of like every time a new FNAF comes out, he's like He's got a theory video out, it's hitting like millions of views, and his analytics are like preteens are mostly watching it. So there's like some, I think it's the community around it, I think is what it is. It's the
Well, like
YouTubers playing it, it's the
preteens, yeah,
people
preteens is still.
theorizing it. Yeah.
I feel like preteen is still like the target audience. I think
Yeah. But
it's
that's what I
still.
mean though. Like I think it's not so much the game, it's like the community around the game. Like,
It's
the YouTubers that
the
are playing it, the
yeah. Well, that's what I'm
people that are
saying.
theory crafting it, like
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they actually care about like. Well, Five Nights at Freddy's has like its fans.
yeah,
Like there's like shit like that that actually has like fans,
yeah,
and they'll just talk about Freddy Fazbear all the time, and
yeah,
like that's their shit.
yeah.
But it's also like I don't know. It's also like shit like this where it's just YouTubers just screaming and just overacting to
Yeah.
make stupid shit like this, and that's all you need.
Yeah, I'm curious to see like what the gaming landscape looks like later. When if those kids like grow up to be like game devs,
Oh God.
because we're seeing that now. People who grew up playing games we played growing up are making games now.
Yeah.
So I'm curious what that's going to look like. What the indie scene's going to look like 20, 30 years from now. I mean, we'll see. It's interesting to talk about that, the landscape of gaming. Um, yeah, quickie news. Yuji Naka arrested for insider trading related to Dragon Quest franchise. Yuji Naka's a pretty big name in the Sonic franchise, right? Like he was one of the original founders or creators of Sonic, or am I making that
Sonic,
up?
Nights into Dreams, Fantasy Star Online,
Yeah.
and most recently, Balan Wonderworld or Wonderland. Is it Wonder World or Wonderland? I think it's
I don't
Wonder.
know.
I think it's Wonder World. You want to say Wonderland because that rolls off the tongue better, but I think it's Wonder World.
Yep, it is Wonderworld. I remember because yeah, that's the same problem we were having. I kept calling it Wonderland because
Yeah,
Balan Wonderland. There's an
yeah,
alliteration there. It feels
yeah,
good. Like it's I don't
yeah.
know where the fuck well, who came up with Wonder World, but whatever.
Well,
Yeah, he was
probably.
arrested for insider trading regarding the Dragon Quest franchise,
Yeah.
which I don't know what that means. I know what insider trading is, but I don't know what that has to do with like Dragon Quest. Like, what about Dragon Quest
Well,
was he?
so this was back when the last Dragon Quest game was coming out.
All right,
So it was a bit ago that they were actually doing this, but uh, the original article is all in Japanese, so but it doesn't say much anyway. It just says like yeah, they found like three people that were that were like they knew the game was coming out before it was like announced, so they you know took out all these stocks on it, and game
okay,
came out, stocks went up, they cashed out,
he sold it all off. Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
and then
that
uh,
makes sense.
now there's an investigation happening, and I think there was like two or three other guys, and then they just discovered, I guess, Yuji Naka was also involved recently, so that's
That's
why
a
this is coming
bummer,
out
dude. I
now.
can't.
So
What's crazy is that like I doubt this is the first time he did it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, I bet. I mean, especially like in Japan, Dragon Quest is fucking huge. So
Yeah.
that if there's news coming for some Dragon Quest, and you can capitalize off of it, that's you're probably you can take advantage of that. But yeah, if you get caught, then not good. So
Yeah, like he did. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't think there's any like charges yet or a court date yet, so we'll see
yeah,
what happens.
yeah,
But Japan is like really weird their legal system. I think like it's funny stuff like sexual assault it's like, not taken seriously there, but
yeah.
business stuff, stealing from your employer, insider trading, they fucking throw the book at you for that. So but that shit'll ruin your life over there in Japan. Like, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm curious to see how this develops. Um, Gearbox purchased Risk of Rain IP from Hoppu Games,
Yeah.
which I never played Risk of Rain, but I heard it's good. So we'll see what
It's
Gearbox can do with it.
It's really good. Actually, the Hoppo devs came out and they were like, because the question was, okay, is like Gearbox, is it just going to be under Gearbox and they're going to continue working on it? But no, it's entirely under Gearbox now. Hoppo is off of, they've no longer involved in any capacity for Risk of Rain at all. So um, which is good for them, you know, because they can get that bag and just make work on their next game. Maybe make like a an iteration on the formula that they've worked on. So
Yeah,
while Gearbox runs it in the ground, I will admit Gearbox has been like okay in terms of I think they had like they got the Homeworld IP, and
yeah.
from what I hear, they've been doing pretty well by the fans of that franchise. So they don't doesn't seem like they ruin stuff when they
Yeah.
get
That's why
them.
I'm
So
not worried about it. And on top of that, the Volition, the Saints Row devs are part of Gearbox now too. So
yeah.
half of me is like, that's cool to see. Other half of me is like, oh, so we got the writers for Borderlands working on Saints Row now. Um,
Well, you get a lot. So okay, so
I
the
know.
Gearbox writers, I don't know if they all just write the same shit. I don't know if
Yeah,
they just
I know.
have one writer
I'm
that's
being
like,
facetious, but
yeah,
the big criticism of Saints Row, the newest Saints Row, which I haven't played yet, but on top of like the performance stuff, a big criticism was like the writing,
yeah,
which I make no secret. I'm very critical of like the writing for Borderlands. I think it's not funny. It's like
it's
painfully
not,
unfunny.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I think there's just a Borderlands writer that's just like doing the Borderlands shit, and I don't know I don't know who wrote the new Tales of the Borderlands, but
Yeah, you said it was
I thought it was
good.
good. I thought it was good. I mean, there were a couple moments where I was like, you didn't have to, you could have done this a
Yeah.
little better,
Yes, that's
but
the thing with it, because like when I was watching you play it, the jokes that didn't land, they
yeah,
just moved on. They
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
stay on it.
yeah,
Again, like I made that joke when I was watching, there's that joke that didn't land, and I was like, so, in this game, it doesn't land, you move on. In Borderlands 3, they make you fight like three waves of enemies while that joke keeps going. So
yeah, yeah. And there was one part in the new Tales where it was like they play up one of the characters like traumatic history. They play it up for like each episode, and then when
oh
like
yes,
they
I
they
watched that, and
they
it was like a
finally get into
joke.
it and they play it for jokes, and I'm like, come on, man, you could have had a real good moment here with this like character's traumatic history, and you play it for laughs, and it just doesn't. It ruins it. It ruins it.
Yeah,
So that was like the
I
huge
remember
moment for
that.
me.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
watching you, and that was that girl with like the anger issues, and her whole like
yeah, yeah.
backstory was like an Animaniacs
And
cartoon.
it gives you options to make it even more over the top, and it's like, do you
Yeah,
like fuck this up, man? But that was the biggest blunder in that game. But
yeah. So
most of
if
the
that's
rest
like
of
the
it,
biggest blunder, like that's fine. That's already like leagues ahead of like Borderlands 3's writing. So,
yeah, yeah,
so yeah, we'll see what they do with Risk of Rain and Saints Row, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion, display resolution, frame rates, all that's already been established per platform.
yeah. They came out and just listed how everything's gonna run on every platform, which I wish more games did.
Same,
Because
same.
you can just look at this chart and be like, okay, how's this gonna run on my like original PS4? And yeah, they tell you straight up, it's gonna be 1080p. It's gonna run at 30. So get ready. um,
Yeah,
yeah,
and yeah, there's a lot of stuff here that's really cool.
yeah. They're saying the Series S is gonna have a day one patch that'll make it 60 FPS apparently.
Oh, that's good.
So, but yeah, and I think that the frame rates are like target frame rates,
Yeah,
which they put in like a little like annotation on the side. So they're not
yeah.
guaranteeing that it's going to be 60 FPS. They're saying, "Oh, it's the
The
target."
target, yeah, which is
Yeah,
fine. Like,
yeah,
What's cool is that they confirmed the Steam version, the PC version's gonna run at 3060 or 120. That's
Yes,
really cool.
yeah, and it's
And
gonna
the
have
display resolution's display dependent, so that's good.
yeah, which they go into more details. You're gonna have options. It's gonna have they get into every option that the PC version is gonna have, which is fantastic. This is great. Like I
I
love.
love seeing this too.
I've
Yeah,
I've not seen anyone go into this much detail on each
yeah. That
platform.
shows like confidence in their product
Yeah,
to put
yeah,
it out there. Be like, hey, this is what you can expect on your machine. I love that.
yeah.
But I got to use the bathroom. It hit me like really hard right now. Take over for a minute.
Yeah, take that shit. Bring Vampire Survivors with you. Um, well, what else is going on in the news here? Let's what else is? Did you hear about that? Did you hear about? Did you hear about Nintendo Power? Actually, they pulled it down. It was on the So someone archived every issue of Nintendo Power. Actually, I think they were all already archived, but someone just gathered everything together and just put it all in one spot on the Internet Archive. And fucking, I updated this like 2 days ago. I updated this doc with all the links, and they pulled it down already. They've already pulled this down, so you can no longer get Nintendo Power, which is a bummer because we were talking about it during like the pre-show. But um, man, I as a young child, I subscribed to Nintendo Power for several years, and it got me through a lot of. There were like guides, just in the. It would have like game guides, basically like strategy guide, like mini strategy guides, just in the magazine for like whatever game was like popular at the time. A lot of like Zelda guides. I remember like in the NES era, there were a lot of. This was kind of before my time, but I heard stories of the NES era where it were just games that you could straight up just not know what to do unless you were subscribed to Nintendo Power. Like Castlevania was like a notorious one, uh, where like there was that infamous wall where you had to like crouch and let the fucking like tornado catch you. Like I think the only way to know that back in the days, unless you just fucked around or someone told you, was it was in Nintendo Power. So it's like it's shit like that where like these like this magazine was like great, and it had like reviews and stuff. I remember you could like write into Nintendo Power and it would like have like the user question and answer sections, review sections. I would have posters. I remember cutting out the posters, and I would line my wall with all the posters and shit. Um, yeah, I don't know. It was just it was a very nostalgic era for like gaming magazines. I remember that was the only one I subscribed to as a kid, and I don't know. It's a bummer that you just can't. Someone did the work of like archiving all this shit, and they've pulled it down. Either that or it's just getting like it's getting slammed. Kotaku put out an article about it, so that probably raised a lot of awareness on this thing. But yeah, it's right now it's down. I don't know if they're gonna bring it back or if it's permanent, if it's temporary. Hopefully it's temporary or there's like an alternative solution. I wish I downloaded all of it before they pulled it, but it was very quick. In a matter of like days, it's gone. So, but I will monitor. We'll monitor this and see if they bring these magazines back up because it was good stuff.
All
So
right, I'm back. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
bummer that that's taken down. I was hoping to like look through it, look at some of the older Nintendo Power magazines, see what people thought about
yeah,
games of yesteryear. Oh well, like you said, hopefully it comes back up or some other avenue like has them, but we'll see.
yeah.
All right. So I didn't miss too much. That's good, dude. I don't know what happened. I was fine, and then it was just my stomach was just like, and I wasn't fine.
Yeah, man, that happens. Hopefully, you hope that happens when you're in the comfort of your own home, because
Yeah,
God forbid you get them shits when you're like at work and shit, and you're like, oh no.
yeah, yeah. Luckily, I was fine, but yeah. Immortality is now available for all Netflix subscribers. That's cool.
Yeah,
I don't know how that's supposed to work. Like,
it's in the Netflix app. You can play it on iOS and Android.
that's
Um,
cool.
this Polygon article mentions that it includes all the nudity. There's a lot of nudity in this game, so
You're telling me?
it's good to know that's fully intact.
Yeah,
um,
that's cool. So go check it out. I mean, I think that's like perfect game for like Netflix. It's basically like an interactive movie, right?
it's good for Netflix. I don't think it's good for mobile
Yeah,
because yeah, it's like an interactive movie, but it's I don't know. You're watching and listening to a lot of shit. You're not
yeah. You're
necessarily
scrubbing through like footage and
it's not something
yeah,
you'd want to play like on a bus or like on the toilet. It's something
yeah,
you really want to get into. So
yeah,
I don't know if you could just play it like on like a laptop or something, or
yeah. I don't know.
like on a TV. You know, well, I'm trying to figure out how Netflix feeds this stuff. If it's only through the iOS app, that's I don't feel like that's a good way to do it. You would want it like on a big screen where you could like sit down and enjoy it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't subscribe to Netflix, so but
According to this, it's like all iOS.
okay.
Yeah, it says it's available for free to Netflix subscribers through Netflix's iOS app. So you got to play it in the iOS app.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
I
That's a
mean, maybe
bummer.
with like Apple TV, it runs on iOS, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that
Yeah,
might
you would
work.
hope.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's cool that it's coming there. I mean, Immortality is like it was a popular game, so it's cool to be seeing it coming to
It's great. It's a great
more ways to play it.
experience.
Yeah,
So if you've not tried it, I mean, it's on literally everything now at this
yeah,
point. So if you haven't tried it, however you can do it, just do it. It's not perfect. It's got a lot of fucking performance issues on PC specifically,
yeah.
but it's worth going through. It really is.
And in a move nobody saw coming. Need for Speed Unbound. It's a new Need for Speed game coming out. They just released their soundtrack on
Yeah,
Spotify.
yeah.
Just like that.
It's I listened to a bit of this and it's pretty damn good. It's a pretty good soundtrack. Surprising amount of European music on here,
Yeah.
like French, German shit. Uh, it's a lot.
Yeah, I'm going
uh,
through it and I'm like, shit.
yeah,
And I heard a little bit of it from like that trailer they put out for Unbound a little while ago,
yeah.
which I fucking love the art style for this game, by the way.
Oh
It's
yeah, the
got
art
like
style is great.
the cell shaded comic book effect. I love it.
Yeah, and
And the music in that trailer too, that was dope too. Like,
yeah, ASAP Mob, ASAP Rocky,
yeah,
rolling here. It's all most of the music is all from like within the past like year or two, so
yeah.
nothing super recent, but it's stuff that you would have like heard like a year ago. Not too old either. But it's good stuff. Good stuff. It's got me excited for this game.
Yeah,
Uh,
dude, this looks dope as hell. Like I'm into this.
yeah, and it's coming out like next month. I think it's coming out this month at the end of this month. I think, if I'm not
Is
mistaken.
it?
But
Let me see. According to EA's website,
EA's website says EA's
I,
website says
I don't see it on here. What the fuck? I just Googled it November 29th. So this month.
okay,
Yeah, like
okay,
10 days.
yeah.
Dope.
So yeah, check out the soundtrack. It's pretty good. Really good
Oh, is
stuff
that
on
going to
here.
be on EA Play?
Uh, Usually their stuff, yeah, drops on there. Now it's probably not going to be. They have different tiers,
Yeah,
so
so it's not gonna be in the Game Pass tier for sure. Because if it was, they would have announced it.
yeah,
But I mean, it's still cool to check out. Like, I'll look into it when it drops. I'm not a big racing game fan, but this looks cool.
yeah. I think usually what I do with like a game like this is I would subscribe for like the top tier, which would be like probably like $15 or something. And you can just
Yeah,
play, you can just play it for like that month and then cancel it. And then so you don't have to pay like $60 to play one game.
yeah,
And then if there's anything else on the server, it's what I did with like Anthem. Like I just subscribed for that month, played the entirety of Anthem, and then canceled.
yeah. I might do something like that for this, just to try it. But no, it looks good. The soundtrack slaps so far. Like, I'm gonna check it out later.
Yeah.
We got some new trailers and videos. NC Soft reveals Project LLL. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's an open world MMO third person shooter. Looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it looks pretty neat. A little bit of genericism in here too, but
Yeah, it looks pretty generic, but it could be. My question is, where's the MMO in this?
yeah,
Like it looks like a Destiny, which is probably what
yeah,
they're going for, I guess. But it looks like a Destiny, but third person almost, like Destiny mixed with the Division,
like
I would say.
mixed with like Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, so which is good because it
Yeah,
just it's like I guess it's like an MMO that plays like a single player game, which
I'm okay
is
with.
yeah, yeah. 'Cause if it's not bogged down with all the like the multiplayer bullshit, then that's better, I think.
Yeah, it looks cool so far. Maybe keep an eye on it. NC Soft. Those are the oh God, is that
It's the Guild Wars
and Guild
guys.
Wars guys? Yeah.
Yeah, publish they publish Guild Wars. Let's say that. They didn't make Guild Wars. They just publish it.
Yeah.
So I like they like to take credit for that, but they're not. It's not. I don't think it's them specifically. So
Well, we'll see this then when it comes out. There's no release date yet, so
no release
we'll just
date.
see more developments on it. But it looks interesting so far.
Yeah.
Um, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion, more than a remaster. I didn't watch this trailer yet. Like, what about this is more than a remaster?
Uh, I think they're just emphasizing the fact that it is a straight up remake and not
Yeah,
just a
I forget this game came out on PSP, so
yeah. It
like
just
graphically, it's like a huge enhancement.
fucking looks so good, dude. I need to
Yeah,
play this again. I played this on when it came out on PSP. So, uh, and I remember enjoying it back then. I think I'll enjoy it even more now that it's getting this remake, and it looks so good, man. So
yeah, it does. I remember like seeing the trailer for it, and at first I was like, "It doesn't look too different when we got in the PSP." And then I saw the PSP footage, and I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
damn,
yeah,
okay." Yeah,
yeah.
this looks cool. This looks really cool. I never played Crisis Core, so I want to try it.
It's good. It's good. It
That's what everyone tells me.
recontextualizes
Yeah,
a lot of that Final Fantasy VII shit to the point where they rewrote. So when they did the Final Fantasy VII remake, they rewrote a lot of because if you've played the original Final Fantasy VII and then you play Crisis Core, it recontextualizes a lot of that original game
yeah.
in
And
the
the
in
FF7 remake was written with those contexts in
yeah, yeah,
mind.
yeah. So
Yeah,
now it recontextualizes it again to make that Crisis Core shit make more sense.
yeah,
So it comes like full circle now. So I think now that
that's cool.
now that they have that full story in place, they can kind of write stuff so that it makes complete sense now. So
Yeah, they wouldn't just like, oh, excuse me, they wouldn't just like remake Crisis Core for the fuck of it. Like, I think Crisis Core stuff is gonna come back in FF7 too, like in a huge way.
yeah. I mean, it
That's
already
what I think too.
has. If you play the remake, it already has, but well, not we're not getting into that.
Yeah,
But
I
they,
haven't beaten it. I started it, but I haven't beaten it.
yeah,
I have it
they,
on PS4, and I'm not like digging the performance. I think I might just buy it on PC just so I can get it running at 60 FPS. But we'll
yeah,
see. I'm playing
yeah,
so many games right now though. With a kid on the way, I don't know if I have the time. I will do it eventually though.
yeah. That remake is fucking good. It's good. Yeah, I don't know if it's like eighty
I need
dollars
to
good,
play
but
it, and like my problem is that I play it like an action game when I shouldn't. I need to play it like
it's like
an RPG,
I
not
mean, you
like Devil
can
May
do
Cry.
that. I mean, just turn the difficulty down and just like enjoy it. I mean, like,
That's what I gotta do. I gotta stop like treating it like Devil May Cry and like treat it like
yeah,
Final Fantasy. But yeah, I'll definitely finish it eventually. And when I do, I'll have a lot to say about it, I'm sure.
yeah, like that. That's what I do when I just want to like when it's a game that it's been out for a while and I just want to get through it so I can get through it. I'll just turn it to the easiest mode and just fucking get through it. That's what I did with Horizon Zero Dawn,
But
and that
yeah,
game
you're
is
telling me.
garbage. So
Yeah,
it's a better way to play it, I think. uh, so
yeah. I can't wait for this remake to come out. It looks dope as hell.
yeah,
Um, we also got an official launch trailer for the Callisto Protocol,
yeah.
which looks cool. Don't get me wrong, it looks cool,
It
but
looks cool, so I don't know. I want to play it because it's the guys, man. It's the guy. It's it's the Dead Space guy. So you know, like I have confidence that it should be good. It's the guy, but it just looks. I don't
yeah.
know. It just doesn't look like. I don't know. It
I
looks.
mean, what I've seen from the Dead Space remake, like I'm more impressed with what I saw in the Dead Space remake than what I saw here.
Yeah,
And that comes out like in a couple weeks after this, so
yeah. But that's the thing that game is dead. That game's Dead Space, so it's hard to fuck it up unless you like make it not Dead Space, you know.
yeah.
Whereas like this is like new, so I don't know. Like you know what I'm saying? They made that game already. Like people were talking like Modern Warfare 2 remake just came out, and it's like people are like, "Oh yeah, man, it's good." And I was like, "Well, that game was good, 10 years ago when it came out, so it's hard to."
So what I heard with the Modern Warfare 2 remake is that it's a sequel, to the Modern Warfare 1 remake,
Yeah.
which added a bunch of stuff. And apparently even people who played Modern Warfare 2 are like, I don't know where the fuck this story is going. Because I guess like
Okay.
it's changed quite a bit. Yeah. Um, yeah, so I guess like this Modern Warfare 2 remake like changed enough that even people who are like diehard like Modern Warfare campaign fans are like, I can't wait to see what happens next.
Okay. Okay.
Like
And
apparently
that's
like I don't want to spoil anything, but apparently like a lot of the background characters that like Ghost, for example, gets a lot more screen time and it fleshes out his story a lot more, and there's other characters that get their stuff fleshed out more on top, like the new characters that got introduced, like. And I don't know the story. Like everything I read is like spoiler free, but they changed some shit that like you don't know what's gonna happen with the Modern Warfare 3 remake.
okay. Okay. And that's what I hear that they're doing something similar with the Dead Space remake too. Like it's not just a straight up that game. So
Yeah,
which
which
is
I
which
would
is
be
good.
okay with. I would
Yeah.
love a remake. I'm divided. Like half of me wants a remake that's like the game I played already, but better graphics. But the other half of me is like, no, fuck my shit up. Like surprise me.
Yeah.
Like fuck
Yeah.
with my expectations. Write the game knowing that fans of the original are coming into play, and then fuck with them. Like
Yeah. And I've not played Dead Space, so I will be playing through that remake with
Dead
a
Space is
fresh
good.
yeah.
I love Dead Space.
I'll be playing
I
through
got
that
into
with a
Dead
fresh
Space
mind.
like recently, not recently, a couple years ago, because the games were all on sale on PC, so I just bought them up, and I was holy fuck, these games are excellent.
Yeah.
Like I'm upset I didn't play them like when they came out. Like I'm really upset I didn't play them when they came out because these games are fucking fantastic. So we'll see what Callisto Protocol does. Like I said though, from what I've seen of the Dead Space remake, I'm more impressed with that than what I saw on the Callisto Protocol, but we'll see what happens. Like I'm gonna play the game eventually. I know I am. My dad pre-ordered it, so he's like super excited to play this.
Okay.
It's the protocol, so I'll probably
The,
ask him what he thought about it.
the comments on this video are pretty favorable too, so it's I think the audience is ready for this. So
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see when it comes out. I'm sure like we have an ecosystem big enough to fit both of them, but we'll see.
yeah.
And let's get some game releases. Evil West is dropping November 22nd for everything. That's a game I'm
Oh.
really excited for. This game looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, this looks dope. Are you
Yeah,
is this a Game Pass game or
it is not, and I'm bummed out, but I
oh this is
might
a
pick
Flying
it up.
Wild Hog joint.
Yeah, yeah, the fucking Shadow Warrior guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited for it. It looks awesome. Oh shit, there's a new trailer for it. It just aired 2 days ago, and Danny Trejo is in the trailer.
Oh shit.
Yeah, hold on, let's watch this really quick. We're doing this live right now, everybody.
Live.
This is our live like reaction.
Okay.
What can we say? We love your energy.
Is he in the game?
Love your energy.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I do have a tiny little baby tweaky note. For this next take, we really want to see your excitement about the loot boxes.
It's really important for our shareholders.
What the hell's the loot box?
It's a box.
It's a box. It's a virtual box.
Virtual box.
Our players buy them with real money for a chance to win amazing
in-game items.
Yes.
And but that's not all. We also have daily login bonuses, weekly DLC sets, 14th
Yes.
anniversary season pass,
Yes.
I
and
love this.
bonus pin promo currency for finding 50 chickens.
Chicken.
And you are going to premiere our brand new, ultra rare 5-star hero card.
3 levels of monetization.
Money.
I just want to play a game.
Love this. I love this so fucking much.
Jesus.
Yeah, this looks good.
Come here.
I love this. Oh, and the game has multiplayer too.
That's more
Oh
like it.
shit.
Yeah, it's got 2-player co-op for the whole campaign.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, dude. I love this so much. Remember how I said when the game first dropped, I was like, this is a video game ass video game?
Yeah.
And like this fucking trailer like solidified it for me.
Yeah. Fuck a Poppy playtime, dude. This is.
Yeah, dude, this looks incredible. What I love is that like this is obviously like a nod to like those celebrity endorsed like loot box style like mobile games. You bring in some celebrity to talk about the game who's never gonna fucking play it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's exactly what this is like parodying, and I love it. I love it. There's no loot boxes. There's no bullshit celebrity here to tell you to play the game and promote some specific loot box if you pre-order it.
It does
It's
have.
just here's a
It
game
does
ass
have.
game.
It has pre-order DLC though, but
Really? Like what?
you get some skins. That's it. It's just skins.
I mean, if that's it,
Yeah.
and I get a full ass game still, I'm fine. I'll deal with that necessary evil if that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm into it, dude. I'm into it.
Yeah. This is getting. It's,
Yes, everything I see about this gets me more and more excited, dude.
It's $50, but it's 30 right now on Joy Buggy.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
I don't know if I want to trust that.
I'll put the link in the.
Playing so many games. I don't know if I have time to play this, but god damn it, I want to make it. I want to make time.
Getting.
Oh, hold on really quick. Flying Wild Hog like announced the game's length. roughly 10 to 15 hours to complete.
Okay.
Has
That's not bad.
4 difficulty modes, mission replay, new game plus, and there's a co-op option to play the whole game with a buddy. This is a
What's
video game ass video game, dude. I'm into it.
Yeah.
New game plus alone, like that's enough to like get me to play it twice for sure. All right, dude. Fucking, I'm into this. And in less impressive news, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach is coming out for Xbox One and Series X. It's a Five Nights at Freddy's game. Moving on.
Yeah.
Gunrave Gore, PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X is dropping. Going to be Game Pass as well. That's where I'm going to play it because I don't want to drop like 50 bones on this to try it. And last but not least, Ship of Fools is releasing on PC, Switch, PS5, and Series X. That's going to do it for the show, man. We had a really good show. Like, I had fun with this. I was a
Yeah.
little worried in the beginning because I was all tired, but I think I found my stride.
Apparently this Gungrave game has more characters.
What, really?
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
Like playable characters? Just like,
This is a South Korean game, by the way. Yeah, playable characters, yeah. Or there's
shit,
like a
all right.
character, there's like a character trailer here. Wow, because I was like, this guy looks really slow. And then there's like a character with there's like a girl character who looks like she's really nimble, uses like pistols. There's a guy with a
All right.
sword.
All right. I'll check this out then. It's on Game Pass, so fuck it. I'll try
Yeah.
it.
No gameplay of them, but
Yeah.
looks
See what
like
happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got the new God of War. So
Oh, yeah?
I'm gonna be playing that. I'm gonna be streaming that today. So and just getting into it. I need to play it, so it's gonna happen.
No,
Yeah.
I would love to watch you, but I'm gonna fucking pass out as soon as we're done here.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone like heard earlier, but I didn't sleep like at all last night, so I'm gonna fucking catch up on some sleep.
Yeah, get that sleep. Everyone else can go to Gameoverse.com, Gameoverse.com/Twitch, or Gameoverse.com/YouTube, Gameoverse.com/Discord. Yeah, and I'm gonna be playing some video games. God of War is getting played, so
Check us out, everybody. You know the drill. Go home, be safe, be excellent to each other, vaccinate if you can, and yeah, peace out.